the right kind of knowing. Iti tat prama, so that the knowledge that is generated is more of a disbanding of the ignorance. The dismantling of the ignorance is nothing but Atma knowledge. So the ignorance here has to be removed. Therefore, Atma va are drashtavyaha. Because I know I am, I don't need anybody's permission. I don't need to go to the Guru and say, hey Guru, do I exist? You know, what will Guru do? Guru will give some mithai as prasad. That's all. No other option for the Guru. No engagement is possible. So, therefore what? So, you can't go to the Guru to ask if you exist. And then yet, because you are experiencing yourself all the time. If you are experiencing yourself all the time, then why am I only experiencing pain and sorrow? Why not the happiness that's associated with the Atma? Because I have mistaken the Atma for what it is not. Just like the garland was mistaken for the snake. Absence of light or low light. Here also, Atma is as though known a little bit, but because of the darkness of tamas, ajnanam, it is misunderstood for what it is not. Atma is known, Atma is existent, but what is this Atma? I don't know. That is why, tadvijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet, or in other words, Atma va are drashtavyaha. Atma must be clearly understood. And how to understand it, we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah, I left some time for questions because morning also we didn't have time. Priyam by its presence or by its absence. So that Priyam therefore doesn't belong to the object, it belongs to you. Yeah, you are that Priyam, you are Asti, you are Bhati.
Sometimes it is not that there is Priyam, and it is not that there is no Priyam with some objects.
Yeah, that is because you don't know the object very well. It is a neutral phase for a short time in the beginning. Same thing with people. If you don't know the person very well, you say, oh yeah, this is just a regular person and I have neither like nor dislike. One is objective. But as soon as you get to know the person, they fall into one of the other categories. Too close for comfort, or I can't have enough of them, I want to know more, get them no more. They fall into these categories. When you don't know something very well, then you are able to be neutral or objective about it.
Oh, there is a wall.
Yeah.
There is no Priyam or Apriyam.
Yeah. Some things may be there, like wall or a stone, because that's what it is. Because it is not connected, you don't see it as integral to your happiness. Yeah. Where if the spouse behaves like a wall, then you have plenty of things to say. Yeah. If a wall behaves like a wall, you expect the wall to behave like a wall. It's a barrier. But if a spouse behaves like a big rock or a wall, like a jada, then, you have enough to say. So the wall doesn't, same thing with even pet. People have an easier time relating to cat and dog than to human beings because the cat and dog, it doesn't disappoint. It is unconditionally loving. Even if you beat it, it wags the tail and comes 2 minutes later. And then and you can, it is unconditionally there. It is not putting projections on you, and therefore you are not putting projections on it. So same thing that's why people go for a walk in nature. You're not angry with the river, you're neutral. You're not angry with the trees. You're not angry with the flowers. They invoke the pleased self or the contented self in you. You're okay with them being however they are because you don't expect them to be different. But with objects and people close to you in your life, you expect them to be different. That's why there is a premium of that Priya turning into Apriya very quickly. So Priya is not ecstasy, it's a contentment. where there is no projection. That's what Priya is. But the Priya based on projection, the things on which I have put some kind of a adhyasa, a shobhana adhyasa, a value added subjective understanding of what it is, then there is always disappointment. Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't stop at Pitrananda. Pitrananda, Devananda, then Indrananda, and then Prajapater Ananda, Brihaspater Ananda, and then finally Brahmana Ananda. Yes, you multiply by 100, multiply by 100, that is equal to 1, and that one you multiply by 100. Yes. And then the best part is the person sitting under the tree gets it, all those things without doing any effort. Just by having Vairagya. Yeah, they are themselves, they know Brahman. That's why he or she knows Brahman, and so sitting under the tree as Brahman, they enjoy everything. Because their enjoyment itself, not the cut up enjoyment. So even if you have everything, you feel like you have nothing. There is a kind of a poverty of, like a spiritual, emotional poverty is there. You ask the person with a lot of money, they will say, I don't have peace of mind. You ask the person with peace of mind, they'll say, I don't have some other thing. Always there is a lack. That's why life is lackluster. What? Yeah, there is no ecstasy. It is you. That contentment is you. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha sthita prajnaha tada uchyate. Tushti, more than ecstasy. Ecstasy means there will be agony afterwards. This is not, ecstasy. This is, you see everything as Bhagavan. You are that Bhagavan. What can be more ecstatic than that? That is what it is. It's a contentment with everything as it is. It's an acceptance and a deep contentment with the whole universe. There is no complaint with anybody or anything, ever. That is moksha. There is no running away, there is no running towards, there is no escape, there is no, confining yourself somewhere, nothing. You're a free person. Yeah. See, that is a very interesting question. And it's an interesting question because, it is a catch-22 question. So if I say yes, then, will you believe? First of all, that's the question. Because all you have is my word for it. If I say yes. Then if I say yes, you may still go away thinking that, that doesn't look like that. Maybe not. So then what is the use of saying yes? Let's say if I say no, then that is also a setup. Then the next class nobody will come. Correct? Why go to a person who is not, So therefore, this is where the Shraddha has to come in. Because the thing is, you don't try to, if one doesn't have that understanding, one doesn't try to, it is useless to extrapolate and to guess if the other person has that understanding or not. Because you don't have that understanding. It's like a fourth grader trying to judge Albert Einstein, And so it makes no difference. Even if the 8-year-old, 9-year-old tells Albert Einstein, Shabash, you have done something wonderful. It makes no difference to Albert Einstein. And even if the 8-year-old says, this theory of relativity is horrible, it makes no difference to Albert Einstein, correct? So therefore, when we approach a source of knowledge, we have to give the person the benefit of doubt. Until it is proven otherwise. Have an open mind. Until it is proven otherwise. Because, we are not in a position, only one jnani can know another jnani. And never will a jnani advertise themselves as a jnani. Please don't go to a person who says, I have Atma Jnanam. Please don't go. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. And so therefore, when you look for a teacher, look for somebody who has been well taught. Are they able to, do they come from a sound lineage? That is what matters. And are they able to communicate something to you where you feel transformed, where you feel inspired? Are they able to inspire you? Are they able to bring the best out in you? That is what you see. And if the answer to that is yes, they are able to make me see what they see, then that's enough. So they don't have to be Brahmanistha, they can be Shrotriya, it's enough. Shrotriya will never mislead you. Because what you're asking is a question, is the teacher Brahmanistha? That you cannot find out. And if you can find out, then you will not ask. That's the thing. So because Brahmanisthatvam, Brahmanaishtya is not something you can see, because the person can be like in the Brihadaranyaka, the another teacher is there, Raikva, who is cursing all the time and who is scratching a skin disease sitting under a cart. And this Janashruti, one king, wants to know Brahman and calls all the rishis to his palace. And the rishi says, you should know what Raikva knows. We don't know what Raikva knows. Go see Raikva. We don't know where Raikva is, and those days no Google, no SMS, nothing. So then he dispatches all the people. Nobody is able to find Raikva. Even though they see this man scratching a skin disease, they don't see him as a teacher, let alone a great teacher who all the sages are going to. They just say some madman is sitting under a broken down chariot. So that then they go to the king. We don't find Raikva, we just found one madman sitting under a chariot who is spitting at us and who is cursing us. And so the king says, Ayyo Murkha, maybe that is Raikva, let me go. So the king himself goes. The king goes with 9 elephants worth of riches. Think of all that. And then the Raikva is most unimpressed with the king. He says, you're trying to buy this knowledge? Forget it. I'm not going to teach. No, please teach. No, send those 9 elephants away first. And, and the 9 elephants are sent away. He says, what am I going to do with all this? I don't want all this. And the king says, okay, please teach me now. And the king has taken his daughter, with him. And the Raikva says, I will not teach you. I will teach the princess, because her face shines with adhikaritvam. I will teach her. I will not teach you. Then if she chooses to teach you, it's up to her. This is what the whole thing is. So these examples are given in the Upanishad to see that, when you are looking for a teacher, don't look for Brahmanistha, because you are not able to judge. Only one Brahmanistha can understand another Brahmanistha. Otherwise, it's a moot point. That is how it is. So what we look for is the person able to understand the Shastra? Is the person able to communicate in a way that I can understand? And is the person able to inspire me to see and to go on whatever path that they are on? Are they able to inspire me to study this? That should be enough. Yeah. So that is my answer to your question. Yeah. Sure. He is coming. Immediately you judge the person. Doctor, lawyer, professional, homeless, beggar. Who is this person? And then appropriately you behave. And if you think somebody is a gunda, you catch hold of your purse tighter. Automatically it happens. You just, are very protective of your space and all these things. And then you find out, oh, no, it's a sadhu. It's not a gunda, it's a sadhu, or it's somebody harmless. Then immediately in that judgment drops, correct? That judgment drops in knowledge, in the light of knowledge, but you don't even have to have the light of knowledge. You can just say the judgment drops upon being an observer. You can observe yourself. Okay, I have tightened the hand on the purse. I have tightened my body because I think that person is is a source of danger, but I don't know that the person is a source of danger. Let me loosen the grip. Let me take a deep breath. And let me trust that if I need to run away, I will. That is what the thing. So the judgment comes, but along with the judgment is the buddhi that allows you to suspend the judgment. If they come, you don't have truck with it. Because the judgment is happening on a very shallow level of the mind where the person doesn't reside. You don't live there. You live with yourself. So judgment comes, it goes. Even with Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, somebody came and he was sitting quietly with some people, and somebody came and said a very dear devotee of his was in labor and has given birth to a baby. And mother and boy are wonderful. And Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi just got up from the bed, clapped his hands, laughed, and sat down. Half an hour later, sad news came, the baby died. Suddenly, without any thing. And he became very serious, and one tear flowed down. This is all written. But then, so then that means he's not enlightened because he jumped up in happiness and then he cried in sorrow? No. That tear and that joy is an expression that is happening on the level of the body, mind, sense complex, where the person who abides in this knowledge, where you don't dwell. You dwell with the I, the body does what it does, the mind does what it does. That's why I also give this other example. If you just try to sneak up behind the guru, and instead of saying bho guru, say boo guru, and try to scare the guru and test whether the guru will jump or not jump. Okay? You go boo. And then if the guru jumps, you are disappointed. Ayyo, I thought the guru was enlightened. Ayyo, the guru is jumping. But what jumped is not the guru. The body of the guru jumped, correct? This is called sahajatadatmyam. You have a identification with the body. Everybody, enlightened or not, has an identification with the body. That runs, that jumps, that hides, that, cries, that screams, whatever it is. It's a reflex action. Correct? So that reflex action may happen. So you can't judge whether the guru is enlightened or not, quote unquote, by whether the guru jumped or not. In fact, the guru that jumped very high may be the most enlightened. So that is at the level of the body. And the guru may, express something that is at the level of the mind. Guru may cry, guru may laugh. Just because you're enlightened, you shouldn't be stoic. Yeah. It's like sometimes it's like that, You have no reaction whatsoever. Why Pahunch Gaya Mahatma, I have reached this place and I'm just not even going to smile because I'm going to say Nadveshti Nakangshati, Harsha, Marsha, even in Harsha, in joy I'm the same, in Vimarsha, in doubt and sorrow I'm the same. I'm a yogi, and so you give me some good news. Hey Guru, you won the lottery. Is that so? Hey Guru, your ashram is on fire. Is that so? You don't have to go like that. You don't have to be like that. That is stoicism. That's not, the person who is, the Brahma Sutra says in the last few, sutras, 545 sutras are there. In the last few sutras, it says that the person of enlightenment is like a child. Jumps, laughs, cries, everything just spontaneous. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Childlike, not childish. Childlike. That is what we have to see. Adhikaritva? ಅದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 4 o'clock ಅಧಿಕಾರಿತ್ವಂ. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಲೆಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್, ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಕಾಮಡೇಟಿವ್, ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಇರಿಟೇಟೆಡ್ and you are able to be okay with what is, then you know you are an adhikari, the mind is calming down. Yeah. Raga dveshas go to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Expressions of? Yeah. Yes. You're not faking. No, you're not faking it at all because you are all love. In fact, when you're angry, you're faking it. You're all love. So if you don't feel, see, Pujya Swamiji used to always say, if you fight with somebody, give them a rose for 48 days. So first, how will you give them a rose that when you're angry with, you'll give them like that? Here, take. My guru told me to give, that's why I'm giving. Second day also like that. Third day you say, what an idiot. Let me look at his face to see how he is receiving this rose. Little bit you look. And you have to smile. Nobody has needed to give it for 48 days. After third day, you realize this. So this is what is called faking it and making it, but you're not really faking it. Faking it is when you're angry, you're contrary to your, dharma. Your dharma is Satchitananda. That is who you are. And so you're running contrary whenever you are non-accommodative, non-reactive, then you're faking it. That's why it doesn't feel good. Yeah, it's all make-believe because that anger is not there.
Make believe that I am Satchidananda.
That is as though make-believe. It's not make-believe. It is there. That belief is Shraddha. Yeah. Trust, pen, understanding. More we'll see at 4 o'clock. Sahanavavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam. Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Atmavare Drashtavyah Shrotavyah Mantavyah Nididhyasitavyah. What comes after that? Maitreyi. Yeah, then Atmanaha Darshanena Shravanena. And what's that word? Matya Vijnanena Idam Sarvam Viditam. Yeah. So, there is a suffix called tavya in Sanskrit. And that has the force of an order. Must be done. And you can add it to any verb. Kri, to do. Kri plus tavya, what happens? Kartavya. Careful. Because kri takes guna, so it becomes kar. So, kri plus tavya, what happens? Kartavya. Da plus tavya, not a trick question. Datavya. Ha plus tavya, hatavya. Okay? So, and sometimes the ta becomes ta if it is preceded by sha. Drashtavyaha. You don't say, drastavyaha. Drashtavyah. Drish plus tavyah. Drashtavyah. And then Shrotavyah. Shru. Shro. And then Tavyah. Mantavyah. Man plus tavyah. Mantavyah. Nididhyasitavyah. So, this tavya means, like kartavya in English is duty, as that which has to be done. Jna plus tavya, jnatavya. This should be known. Vid plus tavya, veditavya. It takes guna. Veditavya. Yesterday we had a little desiderative noun practice. Today it is tavya. Veditavya. So, is it what? Coming to that. Listen. Yeah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, coming to that. So, this tavya. And then, yashtavya. Yajanam yashtavya. And then, like this, there are all these words that don't give an option. Have to be done, have to be thought of, have to be known, has to be known. Like this, this tavya is got the force of a injunction, which is called what in Sanskrit? Vidhi. And it comes in other forms also, like na kuryat, na bhakshayet, swatantrena na kuryat, anveshanam na kuryat, kalanjam na bhakshayet. Kalanjam means what? Four-footed things. Don't eat, don't eat meat. Suram na pivet. Don't drink alcohol. It's got the same force of injunctions and prohibitions which make up the first portion of the Veda. Full of injunctions and prohibitions, because what is the first portion of the Veda trying to do? Put you on a diet of dharma, really. What to eat, what to not eat, how to move, how to not move, how to speak, how to not speak. And of course the fear that is drilled in the head is what? If you don't do this, terrible things will happen. Yeah. And then it says, for example, na datavyam, is not to be given. What? Rajatam na datavyam, don't give silver. When? Barhishi, after having a yajna, as gifts, where all the people come, some dhanam is given, don't give silver. Why? Why? Agnihi arodit. Agni, Lord Agni cried. When you cry, it is saline solution, okay? When Agni cries, it is silver, molten silver. So, if Agni's tears are silver and you give silver as dhanam, after doing yajna, within 1 year you will have cause to cry. Therefore, give gold. Yeah. This is very convenient. Don't give silver ka matlab kya hai? Give gold. That is the meaning. So like this, all these injunctions are there to do's and don'ts, And even in some, it has spilled over into the Upanishads as well. Like, where is that? That whole section comes. Kushalan na pramaditavyam, dharma na all tavya, dharma na pramaditavyam, bhutyai na pramaditavyam, matrudevo bhava, pitrudevo bhava, acharya devo bhava, atithi devo bhava, यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि no itarani. No means no. Yeah. No, no. That's how English took it on. No itarani. Yanyasmakagum sucharitani. Tani tvayopasyani. Upasyam. No itarani. Satyam vada dharmanchara. Swadhyaya anma pramadaha. Like this, all these injunctions are there, prohibitions are there, and the fear of wrong karma is put, and the fear of karma phala and suffering in this and other realms is put, because the first portion of the Veda is full of vidhi nisheda paraha vedaha. And then in Vedanta, what are the do's and don'ts? What is there to do? Nothing to do. What is there to don't? Nothing to don't, nothing to do. Nothing to do, nothing to not do. Correct? Simply because Vedanta is not about doing. It is about being. It's about being. So why will the second portion of the Veda have any kind of vidhi or nishedha? It will not tell you do this, do that. No, but it does tell you have shama, have dhamma, have uparati, have titiksha. These are not snacks. These are not tea time snacks. Shama, resolved mind. Having a say over the actions, organs of action. Just because you don't like somebody and they happen to be sitting in front of you, you can't just biff them. That is dhamma. And then uparati, letting go of small things. Always being bothered by small things, you let go. Titiksha, forbearance. And then samadhanam, single-minded, clear focus. Okay? So these are not vidhi. Or these are not even nishedha, don't do this, do that. These are just recommendations. Or actually these are just facts. If this is there, then the knowledge comes. If this is not there, then the knowledge doesn't come. So the choice is yours. Is it really a choice? It's a choiceless choice. If you want the knowledge, you will have these things, correct? But it cannot be called vidhi or nishedha. So in the Shankara Bhashya to this particular sentence that we just read, there is a big discussion, very big discussion, and where the Bhashyakara addresses whether Atma has to be known is a vidhi, Because if it is a vidhi, we are in trouble. If it is an injunction, we are in trouble. Why? Because only the injunction can be for something that is unknown. Please go and know this. Correct? Like, for example, you don't know what is, what is some word in Sanskrit. You don't know. And then so the Sanskrit teacher says, please go look this up in the dictionary. This is your homework. Correct? So what you don't know, you can go find out. Then you can have a vidhi, please go find this out. Because it's not there and you don't know, so you go find it out. You do some research and find out how this word is formed and what is this, and which vibhakti, which gender, case, number, all that you find. And then you come back with a homework and you discover it, okay, this is one of three possible, scenarios. It can be dual, it can be fifth case, it can be this, that, you can say. But then, Atma is known or unknown. You have to say, I know I am. And to have a vidhi, to say you must know the Atma. What Atma? A prasiddha Atma. The Atma that you know makes no sense. Correct? So that is the first reason it's not a vidhi. Second reason is that in the matter of knowing, the matter of knowing and doing, Adi Shankara points out, are two different realms. Karma and jnana do not mix, like oil and water. Even in salad dressing, they don't mix. So what do we have here? We have here, we have to understand that when you depart from the first portion of the Veda, when you graduate to Atma Jnanam, you are in the realm of understanding and knowing. There is no more doing. No, but there is doing. I came and sat here. That's about it. After sitting, hearing takes place. Ajnana goes away. The going away of Ajnana takes place. Even if you want to hold on to it, it goes. Yeah. So it is not karma based. And so the second reason this is not to be treated as a vidhi is because the second portion of the Veda is not karma tatpara. It is not, it does not have its purpose or its purport in telling you what to do or what not to do. It has no purpose. It's all about being rather than doing. Because the doing does not give self-knowledge. We have already seen. Because you have tried to gain this happiness through a variety of actions. So many actions. You've tried to distract yourself. Check, yes, nothing has come out of it. You've tried to go here, go there, forget this, forget that. You've tried to milk the jagat of all the kinds of things that it can give. That too has been unsuccessful. Why? Because of this funny connection that you have with the Atma. What is the funny connection? I know it, yet I don't know it. I know it because it is myself. I know it because it is self-effulgent. I know it because it is prasiddha, it is there. It broadcasts itself as aham 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 iti sakshat sakshi rupena bhasate. It shines as the sakshi, as the witness of everything it shines. So therefore I can't miss it. But I do miss it. That's why there is this longing. Kathamaham shanti meshyami. When will I gain, when will I gain shanti? So that is, this fellow, this little poem, I've forgotten the rest of the lines. The first line is Kathamaham shanti meshyami. It was composed by a homeless man, apparently, long time ago. Nobody knows his name. And it says, I've forgotten the Sanskrit, but it says, I'm not getting freedom from bugs. Because he's sleeping outside. So as long as as soon as I turn over, there's a whole host of things waiting to feed off of me. Then I turn over that side, then there's a whole another colony of things waiting. And then he says, now I know why Hari lives in Vaikuntha and Shiva has gone to Kailasa, because nobody could tolerate the mosquitoes here. This is how he composes. But I only remember the first line. Kathamaham shantim eshyami. So this shanti is not something that is gained through action. Because you've tried. What kind of a shanti do you get through action? Just a tiny bit of shanti. That's all it is. At the most you can go to sleep. And that's a good shanti. If not for you, for your loved ones, it is moksha from you. Yeah, they don't have to deal with you when you are asleep. ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है, very good, correct? So everything is temporary, and so that atma, that happiness, that contentment, whatever it is so temporary. I feel like I got it, I don't have it. So therefore, action is to one's peril, because action is not going to yield the atma, because it is a matter of being separated through knowledge. And so therefore what? Atma va are drashtavyaha. You have to know this, not because it's a vidhi, but because there is no other option. You see this, how this tavya is used differently here. Not because it's a nice thing to do and the neighbor is also doing it, and it's not like putting water for tulsi plant. Everybody is doing it, I should also do it. No. This is because There is no other option to get out of samsara. Because what you think is samsara is Bhagavan. You have to Ishwarize the samsara, and there's no other option except to undergo a revolutionary transformation in your vision of division and in your thinking that is fragmented. That is what one has to do. That is why the Atma has to be clearly seen, because only in when you clearly know it, what happens? Samsara goes away. Because that's the separating factor between you and happiness is not space or time or object. The separating factor between you and Ananda is ignorance. Ignorance removed, Atma is, Atma reveals itself. But you have to choose to know. The same thing is iterated in the Kathopanishad. तमेवेश वृणुते तेन लभ्यः तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम् नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन. Confusing everyone, Lord Yama says, this Atma is not gained through listening to it. What? I thought I had to listen. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha. So you go and sit and, you sit in front of every visiting Swami. And what happens? Nothing happens. Why? Because you have not chosen to know. So even the Swami's daddy can come and, Swami's Guru can come, and the Guru of all Gurus, even Lord Dakshinamurti or Lord Brahma can be coming, sitting and unfolding the Upanishad. Everything in the head is business as usual. Nothing happens. Why? Because this tavya, meaning I have to choose to know, has not been understood. So Kathopanishad says, Nayam atma pravachanena labhyaha. Atma is not gained in and sitting and gawking in front of every Swami that comes to town. Adhyaya, not by intellection. Let me see A for Atma, and let me see how many times the word Atma is used in this Upanishad. So boring. But this is called concordance. People have done these kinds of studies. And then, like this. Then, na medhaya, then na bahuna shrutena. Bahuna shrutena means listening to every single lecture, every single time, without really making up your mind to know this, without that commitment. Then how do you know this? Tamevesha vrinute. That person alone finds the Atma. Yamevaisha vrinute. The one who really seeks the Atma with commitment. Tena labhyaha. By them it is gained. Why? Tasyesha Atma. For that person alone, the Atma as it were, vivrinute tanum swam, shows its entire body in all its glory. The Atma shows itself. You have to choose to know. And that's why the have to comes. Because if you don't choose to know, you're wasting your time. No, but I am very busy, I am running a business, I am doing this, I am doing that, I am having a lot of fun in my life. But you are still wasting your time. Yajnavalkya, in another context, in a dialogue with another sage called Gargi, says this. Gargi asks him a question. Gargi is, screening him for the sabha of the king to see if he is qualified to sit there. And Gargi says, who is, O Lord, O revered sir, Bho, Yajnavalkya, who is a kripanaha? Kripanaha means what? Kanjus. We have a saying, Kanjus makhi chus. Means this fellow is drinking his tea. And then makhi, makwana, a fly comes and drops in the tea. Ayyayo, he says, this is terrible. Can't waste the tea. So what does he do? No. Takes out the fly and squeezes it. Actually, I'm putting it nicely. Makhi juice means sucks it dry and poo, spits it out, because a few drops of tea sticking to the leg of the fly must not be wasted. Then proceeds to enjoy what's in the cup. This is kanjus makhi juice. Yeah, stingy suck a fly. Literally, it means that. So, you know, so she asked, who is the kanjus? And one would think that Yagyavalkya would say, what would he say? The one who doesn't give dhanam, the one who, doesn't help anybody in the fellow people in need, the one who is not compassionate. That's what Yagyavalkya would say. But Yagyavalkya surprises everyone in the assembly by saying, Bho Gargi, Yaha Atmanam aviditva asman lokat praiti saha kripanaha. O Gargi, O revered Gargi, he or she is the kripana, the kanjus, the most parsimonious person, the one that depart from this world without knowing the Atma. What is the connection between being kanjus and then not knowing the Atma? Huh? What is the connection? Where is the kanjusi here? Where is the parsimony? Huh? Any ideas? No. Where is the kanjus? Where is the... No, you are all getting too Vedantin. But Yagyavalkya is talking on a very basic Vyavaharika level. And he says, Atmanam aviditva asman lokat praiti saha kripanaha, means the human birth is to know this knowledge. Correct? And if you have known everything else except this knowledge, you have hoarded and wasted your brain cells. You haven't used up your brain cells. You're hoarding the brain cells like the kanjus hoarding wealth. Therefore, you are kripana. Beautiful explanation. So really speaking, Manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayaha. MMM, 3 M's. So the 3 M's are very important. With great difficulty one gets a human body. Extreme difficulty. Because once one departs from this body, then there are so many karmas clamoring for fructification. So many karmas. Dog karma, cat karma, donkey karma, fish karma, bee karma, And then what else? So many rat karma, cockroach karma. And then I want to go abroad karma. All these karmas are knocking, clamoring for fructification. And even though the Bhagavad Gita says that the last wish is the next life, it's not the last wish. It is the most forceful wish, because that's what comes at the end. So the most forceful wish, somehow with great punya you wanted to be a human being, and Bhagavan said tathastu, and dog karma, cat karma, hut, hush, hush, and now you are a human being. That karma came to the fore because you wanted this knowledge somehow, somewhere. So you have gained the human birth, 1 M is down. And then what? You are also blessed with mumuksha, the desire for freedom from samsara. And then what else? Mahapurusha samshrayaha. Gaining a teacher, a proper teacher with whom you resonate, who is able to unfold this knowledge for you. That is how this knowledge takes place. So it's not enough to have manushyatvam, human body. You will be like this kripana, waste of a life. And it's not enough to be a mumukshu, because so many mumukshus are there, very frustrated in the universe. But there should be a leap from mumukshu to jignasu, jnatumichu. It's not enough to be moktum ichu. It should be also jnatum ichu, desire to know, because that's the only way. There is no other way. You can't intuit this, you can't, think about this, you cannot sit and guess this, you cannot act it, you have to only know it. There's no other way of gaining this knowledge. One is already hardwired for moksha. One is there, the desire is there, it is latent, and then it has to be made come to the fore. It has to be made very prominent in the life. Therefore, Atmava are drashtavya. It has to be as good as seen, clearly seen. So this is not an injunction. This is a choiceless choice. This is what one has to do if one has a human birth. Otherwise, the whole birth is lost. And the next life, who knows what will come, Some kida. Kida means krimi. Yes, some kind of a creepy crawly, thing. So, creepy crawly means what? It cannot gain this knowledge. It can come in the classroom, and because it is upset, other people are gaining knowledge, it can go bite them. That is one explanation of what happened. And so it chose the best mumukshus, and so maybe it was disgruntled, so it can bite them if it is a bug, but it cannot gain this knowledge, correct? It will say B, but it cannot say B for Brahman, stops right there. And so, and that day we saw, one brahmachari who had lost his way in the last life came to class. Remember? Remember him? Yeah. And he had so much vairagya, he came in an orange striped dress. Yeah. And then he wanted to say, I have studied this. Instead he said, meow. Correct? He couldn't leave the class. Until the class was over, he sat there. But understood nothing. Correct? Yeah. Some vasana from last life coming and bringing. Like this, so many things are there. Even the trees, the bamboo that are listening to this, they are also nodding their head. Yes, yes, yes. But somehow I had a busy life as a corporate CEO, and I told Bhagavan, I just want to be in one place. Bhagavan has a sense of humor. And what did Bhagavan say? Tathastu, be a bamboo. Tathastu, now you are a bamboo. So that is what the thing is. And hallowed be your name. So that is that's what it is. So many things. And like this cow, nothing wrong. In that life they are happy. But in the long-term things, they are not gaining this knowledge. Waste of one life is just bhoga sharira. They get petted, they get beaten, they get fed, they go to sleep. They die away. That's all. One life gone. And so therefore, Atma va are drashtavyaha means there is an urgency behind it. It's not a vidhi, but it is showing that the costs of not knowing the Atma are very, 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 very great. Atma has to be known, has to be understood. And otherwise, the life is wasted. This is Viveka Chudamani says. Durlabham trayame vaitat. 3 things are very difficult to achieve. Daiva anugraha hetukam. Somehow by the grace of God, these 3 things kind of come together in a very interesting way. What are they? Manushyatvam, mumukshutvam, mahapurusha samshrayah. Manushyatvam, human birth. Mumukshutvam, the desire to know. And the correct teacher that one can manifest in order to know. And the ability to stay with this knowledge. And then, let's say you are a mumukshu. Let's say you are a human being. And let's say you also have a teacher. But still one is not pursuing this knowledge. The Viveka Chudamani has choice words for them. Labdhva kathanchit narajanma durlabham. Somehow with great difficulty you have gained the human birth. Tatrapi pumstvam shrutipara darshanam. Yes, still, nevertheless, you are not studying the Shastra. And then he says, the person who does this, even though you have the human birth, you have a teacher that you can access, you have the Shastra, you have the desire, still you are whiling away the life. You know, what to say to you? You know, Sahyatmaha, Sahi Atmaha Bhavanti, Bhavati. You know, calls it is the rankest form of suicide. You may as well go and kill yourself, says the Viveka Chudamani drastically. What's the point of living? This is not knowing, not choosing to know the Atma is a polite form of suicide. Because what use of is this birth? Labdhva kathanchit narajanma durlabham tatrapi pumstvam shrutipara darshanam yastvatma muktayena yateta mudhadhihi sahyatmaha vinihanti asadgrahat. Asadgrahat vinihanti. So if you don't go after Sat, what do you go after? Asat. Yeah. So by catching hold of Asat, you destroy yourself. You become Asat. Asanne vasabhavati. Asat brahmeti vedachet. The one who doesn't say Brahman asti and I have to understand this Brahman is as good as non-existence. It's the rankest form of self-denial. What are you doing? So even having gained the teacher, having gained the human birth, having gained the curiosity and the desire for this knowledge, you are still wasting and whiling away your time. Atma muktaye na yateta. Na yateta means puts no effort. You know, Amma was asking the other day, should I put effort for moksha? That is your answer. If as long as you are putting effort in, making khana, you have to put effort in moksha also. Na yateta, the one who doesn't put effort, is called by the, Viveka Chudamani author, Mudhadhihi. Mudhadhi yasya. Mudhadhi means what? Foolish fellow. Yeah. Murk. Why? Sahi atmaha. Atmanam hanti iti atmaha. The one who is a self-killer. Is as good as killing yourself. Because you're leading a useless life. What's the faida? There is no purpose for this kind of a living. Vinihanti. Vinihanti means, it just kills oneself. How? By going after useless things. Becomes useless by identifying with useless things. Therefore what? Atma va are drashtavyaha. No option now. Correct? So, every Upanishad just as though jumps on you and says, get to know the Atma. What are you doing? No choice. All the Upanishads converge and say, please do not waste this life because you never know when it will come again. And then what? Darshanartham kim kartavyaha. In order to see the Atma, in order to know the Atma, what should I do? When that question arises, then what? Atma va are shrotavyaha. Yeah. Second one. Atma va are shrotavyaha. Shrotavyaha means the Atma has to be listened to. This is not something, as I told you right in the beginning, do it yourself. Read a book, because there are so many books these days. And so one can say, I'm going to read my way to moksha. What will you read? Max Muller Wala translation. That is whole, this is whole came out of the hole, and when the hole came out of the hole, what remained was a big hole, Where? In my understanding. That's what you have to say. And another one, there's one more verses like this in the Bhagavad Gita also, 6th chapter it comes. Uddhared Atmana Atmanam na Atmanam avasadayet Atmaiva Atmano bandhuhu Atmaiva ripuhu Atmanaha. And then this one, 6th verse or 7th verse in the 6th chapter. And then you see the translation for it. Pull up the self by the self. Don't put the self down by the self. And then, the self is the greatest friend of the self. The self is the greatest enemy of the self. Kuch samajh mein aayi? Baat. Nothing. You don't understand anything. So therefore, it is very clear that the Upanishad doesn't give, it is not to be read. It is purposefully short. Sometimes it looks vague. That's why we need Bhashya, we need Vartika. Even Vartika, we need somebody to explain it to us. Bhashya, we need somebody to explain it to us. Upanishad, we need somebody to explain it to us. Why? Because it is not, it does not yield, even though it is very clear, the explanation that you get out of it is based on your own infrastructure. Like, it's inhibited by your own limitations of your own infrastructure. Your own infrastructure comes in the way of understanding the Upanishad. That is why it is not something to be read. What do you mean by your own infrastructure? Well, who is studying the Upanishad? The one who knows the Atma or the one who wants to know the Atma? Naturally, the one who wants to know the Atma. That means I don't know the Atma. That's why I'm reading the Upanishad. In reading the Upanishad, I come across phrases. Shuddha Buddha Nitya Mukta Atma. Who are you? You are ever free. You are free of papa punya. You are free of guilt and hurt. You are free of, all kinds of omissions and commissions. You are pure. And you are eternal. And who is reading it? The one who doesn't feel free, the one who is guilty, the one who is filled with hurts, the one who doesn't feel confident, the one who has a lot of self-judgment, the one who has self-hatred, underconfidence. That's the one reading it. And then what do you get? You say, this is not for me. Next. Tattvamasi comes, Tattvamasi goes, and you haven't gained anything. And then you can just, then you say, I read the Kathopanishad. It's a nice thing to say in parties, little party talk. Oh, Yama is very cool and Nachiketa is cooler still. Something they talk about, it's just some esoteric philosophical stuff they talk about. That's all. You don't understand. You don't understand anything. And therefore, Shrotavyaha means, it's not just one word to be listened to. It brings in a lot of things. A whole host of things it brings in. It brings in the fact that Vedanta is what we call a pramana. It is itself a means of knowledge. And just like we have eyes, ears, sense of touch, and you back the eyes, you back up the ears. You say, I saw you with my own eyes eating a chocolate without giving me. Pramana, correct? I'm operating the pramana called what? Sight. So I saw you. You looked to the left, you looked to the right, you didn't look behind. That's where I was standing. You thought I was not looking. And you slowly opened the wrapper without making noise. You looked to the left and right again, popped it in your mouth without giving me. I saw you with my own eyes, correct? So you are backing your eyes. Even if the other person says, I don't think it was me, it must be somebody with the same height. No, it was you. I saw you. Don't ever do that again. I saw you. Correct? Caught. And same thing, if you are witnessing, and sometimes unfortunately you witness an accident, and then the police comes and you are giving the witness, and you say, I saw with my own eyes, it's the fault of the blue car, not the red car. The red car was in its lane, the blue car came and cut it, and that was the aggressor. You say that. I saw it with my own eyes. I heard it with my own ears. You were talking bad about me. You know? Like this, we back up the eyes, we back up the ears. So the ahankara operates these pramanas called pratyaksha, direct perception. 5 sense organs, direct perception. Then we have anumana, inference. You wake up in the morning, all the roads are wet. What is the conclusion? Yeah, not that somebody took a hose pipe and wet the road. A logical conclusion because, Purva Smriti Rupa here, in the form of previous memory, that all the roads are wet means when I was sleeping, it rained, Anumana. Then you have more than one step Anumana. And we have a classic example for that. Huh? Devadatta. Devadatta does not eat during the day. Ayyo. Somebody is watching him whole day, morning to night. Enu tinnalla avanu. Nothing he eats. And then what? After 1 month, he is put on the weighing machine. He has not lost even 1 ounce. What is the conclusion? Huh? He is a naktancharaha, nocturnal creature. Yeah, along with all the owls and everything, he must be eating because nobody is watching him at night. And so this is what is called multi-step inference. Anyatha anupapattihi arthapattihi. Arthat anyatha upapattihi anupapattihi. Otherwise untenable arthapattihi. All our medical research is like that. Medical research is exactly like this. If it works on a rat, it must work on the human being. This is what it is, arthapati. Even parenting is full of arthapati. I know where you went. No, I was at my friend's house. I already called that friend. You were not there. Where were you? I know you must have gone here. Arthapati. So this is arthapati. This is a means of knowledge. And then we have upama, comparison. There is a place in the south of France which is full of lavender flowers, just like Valley of Flowers. So if you've gone to Valley of Flowers, then you go to south of France and you say, aha, this must be the place. You compare the two. It is one and the other. Upama. And then anupalabdhi, the cognition of absence. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Is there a pot? Karatale ghataha asti nava. Is there a pot in the palm of my hand or not? No. You can't say I don't see it. Yeah. What you see is the hand. What you see in your head is the pot. The pot in the head is not in the hand. There is no corroboration there. And so this is the cognition of absence. These are what are called the Pancha Pramana, 5 ways of knowing. And then which one will you apply to know the Atma? You can't look for the Atma. Looker is Atma, so Atma cannot be seen. Atma is not heard. Even though some people, when they meditate, they say they hear anahata sound. Anahata means unheard sound they hear. If you hear any sound in meditation, it is gastric juices adjusting themselves. Kuru, 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 kuru. This is what it is. Okay? Some gurgling is happening. That's all it is. Atma doesn't make a sound. Atma is not available for sight. Seer is Atma. Hearer is Atma. Inferer is Atma. Arthapatiyar is Atma. The one who does Arthapati is Atma. The one who is operating the pramana of Upama, the comparer, is Atma. And then the one who says there is nothing is Atma is something. That's why in Sanskrit we don't have a word for zero. Shunya came much later. It is Pujya. 2 minus 2 is what? Pujya. Pujya means it reveals you. The one who says there is nothing. And you are the most worshipful one. What a culture. Mathematics is not exempt from the vision. Anything, even the food is not exempt from the vision. Everything just is in service of this vision of no division. It's amazing, this vision of oneness. And so, which of these are you going to operate to know the Atma? They are all useless. So, we need a new pramana that will help us to understand, and that pramana is in the form of Veda, Vedanta, handled by a teacher. Atmajnanaya Upanishadam Pramanam. Upanishad is the pramana. Upanishadeva Pramanam Atmajnanaya. For the sake of Atmajnanam, Upanishad or Vedanta is itself the pramana. Now there is a small difference between other means of knowledge and Vedanta. All the other means of knowledge, who operates? You operate. Whereas Vedanta, you have to be ready to be operated upon. Just like when you go for surgery. You meet the surgeon, then you Google the surgeon. And, you say, has got so many awards. And 98% success. Only 2% of their patients have died. Ye to achhi baat hai, good. May I be in the 98th percentile. And somehow you make up your mind to have this surgery. The doctor says it's not an option, you have to have this surgery. And then, they wheel you in a little gurney. And as you approach the operation theatre, somebody unknown comes to you. You haven't Googled the person, you haven't seen the person. Kaun hai? You don't know. Hello, I'm your anesthesiologist. And you look the person from the side because you have all these, already IV has started, everything is there, you're a little dull and you're scared and you're nervous. Somehow you turn your head and look, the person is 4 foot 10 inches. And then you wonder, such a small person, will they be able to give the anesthesia properly? And then the anesthesiologist asks, what is your weight? This is the only time the person doesn't lie about the weight. Based on the weight, anesthesia has to be administered. They will tell the truth. And then they will write it down. Anesthesiologist, she writes it down. And then she says, what is your age? Then here also you tell the truth. And then that is also written down. Please, I need your signature on the dotted line. Your eyes are all blurry, you can't even read, The glasses have been confiscated a long time ago. You can barely see what is there. So you just ask, what does it say? Well, it says that generally anesthesia is safe. But in case something happens, you will not sue the hospital or me. Cheerfully she says. And so you say, then this is not the time to ask how many patients have you killed after anesthesia. You have to have total shraddha. And you say, where is the surgeon? Oh, surgeon you will meet. Once you sign the dotted line, I will take you there. You just have to relax and count backwards. 10, ulti ginti, 9, 8, and then by 7 you are in 7th heaven. So, so then, with shaky fingers you sign on the dotted line with total shraddha. You put yourself in the hands of an unknown, ungoogled individual. Your life is given over. Let anything happen. You have total shraddha. And then what? The surgeon operates after the anesthesia has been administered. The anesthesia is, they say, the anesthesia is so that you don't feel the pain. But I have my suspicions. I think it also helps the surgeon. Because if you start talking in the middle, because local bhi de sakte hai na, they can give you a local anesthesia also. But then if you start talking in the middle, itna bada chaku, such a big scalpel, are you sure it's the right size? Hey, where are you cutting? I think the tumor is little lower. The surgeon says, shut up. Make that person shut up. I don't want to deal with it. The surgeon doesn't want any interference and questioning of her or his expertise in the process of the operation. That's why you are put out deliberately. And then you come to dry mouth and everything is a blur. And you think the operation hasn't happened. But thankfully there is a nurse. You are in the recovery station and the nurse says it's already over. Abba, what a relief. This is exactly like Vedanta. The guru anesthetizes with the help of a few jokes. You let down the guard and then the knowledge takes place despite you, in spite of you. So the guru operates the pramana. The guru handles the pramana. You don't operate the pramana. That is why there is guru allergy, because all these other pramanas I operate. The pramata is intact. Pramata means what? Knower. Pramana means of knowledge. Prameya, that which is to be known. Everything is in my hand. I am the pramata. I operate the pramana in order to know the prameya, which is whatever it is, which is an object that I'm wanting to know. So no matter which means of knowledge you operate, the pramata is wearing a crown and sitting there. In this knowledge, the pramata is knocked off. This knowledge knocks off the knower, knocks off you as the know-it-all ahankara that is seated on the throne. And when that ahankara is knocked off, what reveals is that Ishvara alone as yourself. That ahankara was sitting in the lap of Ishvara, trying to show off, like a child sitting in the lap of the mother and acting really like a small, dada, like a boss. This is what the whole thing is. So all other means of knowledge you operate. This one you have to allow to operate upon you. Ayyayo, what should we do now? We should end the class quickly. More we shall see about this tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.